Everybody, welcome to another review. Today we're going to check out this sling from Stryker Airsoft Industries. I saw these guys over at the Battle for Six Flags. They were one of the vendors in Vendor Row. A buddy of mine actually picked this sling up. I picked up a pouch for them. We'll be reviewing that pouch later. So this is their 2-point sling. Before we get into that, though, real quick, if you talk about Corporate Wars Blood Money 3, it is the next Kinetic Impact Airsoft one-day milsim at D14 at Sanger, Texas. This beautiful face, that is me. That's my code. Use that code MUDDY at the link in the description below. $5 off your ticket. Now let's talk about this sling. So, elephant in the room. It is a reproduction of a Ferro Concepts slingster. We all know that there's plenty of those floating around. Krydex makes them. More than a few people make these. Stryker doesn't make these. Stryker has these made in China. So I told the guys at Stryker I was going to be very, very honest because that's how I review things. I don't hold any punches. I am a little interested on some of the information on their package. So it says designed in the USA, made in China. This is more or less a Ferro Concepts slingster. There's a few very small changes. So I'm assuming by designed in the USA, they're saying that's the changes they made. That's the design. That's the changes they've made to Ferro's design, which is this guy right here. This is a Ferro slingster. So this is a slingster 2-point. The pad on these Ferros is a little bit thinner than this guy. This one's about a 1/4 inch bigger. If I remember correctly, the Krydex was like damn near 1/2 inch bigger. So this thing kind of falls in between the two. Ferro's a nice design. Pads are very similar. So the Ferro allows you to put different pieces of equipment on them. These guys don't. We'll cover that in a second. And then they've got a similar adjuster piece. But yeah, so the design part, though, I'm really not understanding exactly where their US design is here, but I digress. Then you got this big orange label. Something I would have changed probably if I was a part of their R&D team or somebody that they were a trusted source to say, hey, what do you think of this? I would have said, cool sling. I like some of the features. That big giant logo right there probably should go. I understand branding very well. I get the color schemes. I like the color scheme. Orange and black, very pleasing, very complimentary. But I would have put it somewhere else. Nobody really wants this big orange thing right here. So what are they probably going to do? They're going to cut this off. Let's be honest. So now you've wasted money having this put into your sling because players and other people they're going to either take a seam ripper and take it out, or they're just going to take scissors and cut that out of there to get rid of that extra piece of it, like blaze orange. It's going to give them away when creeping around in the woods playing BB nerds. They could have put it here under there, or they could have just sewn it down to the bottom of the pad right here. That's where they could have put it. It would have been out of the way. Either way, though, the orange, I mean, I would have just gone something different. Maybe I understand, like I said, I get branding. I understand your color scheme is black and orange, but I probably would have had these made in like a subdued green and black, so at least it kind of blends with the sling and doesn't just kind of like scream like, "Whoo, look at me!" If you take like Ferro Concepts logo and their labels in consideration, they use like a green with this tan Ferro, and then the newer stuff is just a green like paper style tag. It doesn't really look too obtrusive. It's not too big. It's not enough to make you want to cut that off and get it off. So their logoing stays there. Their branding stays visible. Yeah, so I would have changed that. The pad's not bad. It actually feels pretty good. Feels very close to a Ferro. It's not the thickest pad I've seen. It's not the smallest. I like the coloration. It's like Ranger green and almost OD kind of blend. Looks nice. It's aesthetically pleasing to the eye. It's got black furniture, which also kind of is good. I'd rather black furniture than OD or something, or tan on these for some reason. I don't know why, but black just goes really well with Ranger green. So you've got 3 tri-glides at the rear terminating into this HK hook, and then on the front we have the webbing that terminates in this small little O-ring, and then that goes to the rest of the front of the sling, where we have this Alice style slider, which works just fine. It's pretty good. They've got 550 cord here, overhead knot, some shrink wrap. I like it. It's nice. It's not too small, not too big. It's just right. Ferro uses this big clunky plastic thing. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but it is what it is. Their adjusters are cool. At first I was really digging the one wrap little adjustment piece here, but then I realized this. So this is the HK hook. These are okay. Real ITW hooks are made of steel. This is a real one right here. Nice. Not bad though. These definitely feel like aluminum. Now they're better than some of the other China hooks I've felt before, and I'm not too terrible on them. I think they're okay. They're a little shinier than the ITWs. The ITWs are a little more of a matte black and a matte tan. So I was like, whatever. Krylon will fix that easily. Just, you're good to go. The spring will probably wear out over time, but so far I haven't been able to get it to get bound up or stuck where I can normally do that with a fake one pretty quickly. This is the thing I don't like. At first I liked it. The more I've been messing with it and using it, the more I realize I don't like it, because this is sewn down here with a bar tack, and I can't take this off. So with a Ferro or plenty of other 2-points, Ferro, GBRS, even Krydex, I can swap out to different mounting hardware like this QD right here. So that's kind of cool. I'm able to use this only with a rifle or whatever that has QDs, or not QDs, but HK hook points. If my gun doesn't have those, I can't use this sling. So by just running these captured like they have, they've cut off a portion of the market that runs M-Lock and QD and all these things. So I don't know why they went with that. Can you fix it? Sure. You could cut this off. You could literally just unstitch all this webbing, roll this out, cut off the rest, slide it out, switch it out, you're done. Take some tape, burn it, everything. But that just sucks, because then if you're going to be doing that, you might not even buy their sling. You might just be like, well, f it, because their sling's $40 retail. I'll just go $58 and I'll buy the real Ferro that has the ability to use whatever I want on the end. So I think they're losing out there. It would benefit them to probably change that and allow the end of this sling to be able to utilize different hardware. Now, this is kind of cool. So I have to run a different piece of hardware on my Ferro sling, or like this GBRS right here, if I want to go 1-point, especially because I use QDs. I need this piece of hardware right here on my sling. If I want to do a 1-point with their sling, I'm like, I want to 1-point this bad boy up. Well, I can, because they do the HK hooks, and they have that hole in the hooks to hook together and make a single point. So that's kind of cool. You can single point this guy and you're good to go. And with the pad, it wouldn't be terribly uncomfortable. So I dig that. That's kind of nice. I just wish I could swap between these and QDs with this sling. So this is my buddy's sling. He's looking forward to using it. He's going to be running this on a gun he has that actually already has the attachment points for these guys. If this was my sling, I would be modifying it, cutting it, making it look different, because I need it to run on all of my platforms, not just one. And therefore, I probably wouldn't have bought it, because for 40 bucks, I can go get the Ferro. For 18 bucks more, I can buy a real Ferro that's NIR compliant and is comfortable. Or for 17 bucks, I could buy a Krydex and have the same ability as the Ferro as far as putting my own connectors. It's just got a fatter pad. So if I want a thinner pad, I'd go with the Ferro. If I want the fatter pad, I'd go with the Krydex. I like this pad though. I think it is a nice pad. It's very comfortable. Still has a fully broken end. We have been using it and it's been fun, but it's still kind of broke into the packaging. Overall, I think it's not a bad product. I would like to see some changes if they were going to keep moving these. I would love to see them come out with a V2 of these, where they made this logo a little less obscene and obtrusive, and they went with the ability to swap your hardware out. Let's talk about length real quick, and then we'll end this guy. So your tail end of your sling, we can get you out to about, let's move all that out. The adjustment's not as clean as it should be. It doesn't want to adjust all the way out because it's fickle. 16 inches roughly at the rear, más o menos. About 24 inches of adjustability in the front, más o menos. So, yeah, overall length, fully adjusted out, we're looking at, let's just go right there. Use my terrible Neanderthal math. About 60 inches total of complete sling length, all pulled all the way out. So again, not a bad product overall. There is changes I would like to see, like I've already said. It does feel good. The price is a little high in my opinion for what you're getting. It would be nice to see this price range drop down into maybe the $30 range. High 20s, low 30s. I think you would be getting a pretty good bang for your buck. At $40, I don't know. I really would steer you towards a different sling, completely honest with you. That's all I got, guys. Hope you got something out of this. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, man, get out there, play some airsoft, be a bunch of nerds, LARP smarter, not harder, and I'll see you on the field. Peace.